are now tuned in to the Premier Hotspur TV. Sit back, get involved, comment away, because we are live.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Premier Hotspur TV. It's your man Simon, North of England's biggest Spurs fan. Yes, guys, we are back again with a new show, if you want to call it. It's going to be the weekend roundup of all the games, and I'm joined by the co-host Matt. How's it going, matey?
Yeah, all good, mate. Yeah, just I suppose on a high from yesterday's game, but yeah, what a fantastic opening weekend of the Premier League, and so good to have fans back. I hope everyone's well tonight, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, pal, absolutely. And before we get into it, if people just tune in, Barcelona apparently willing to offer Philip Coutinho in a part exchange of the Aubameyang deal. If that's the latest, and this, Matt, there's been a bit of a leakage. I don't know how true this is, but apparently the discussions between Tottenham and Man City has been very positive last night. So we don't know the deal. Paratici wants it to hurry up because he wants to offer the £75 million for Flatovic. So read into it as much as you want. I don't know who this guy is. I think he just took it probably off someone else, but apparently that's what's. And I heard it as well off another guy on Twitter. He tweeted it as well, saying apparently we're going to hear about it in the next day or so. Before they leak it to the media. So we'll wait and see, Matt. We'll wait and see on that, mate.
Like we said, mate, it's up to Man City now. I think we've laid our cards out and said if you want him, it's 150, 160, and maybe we start talking. But until then, we're not gonna take anything less because they're desperate for a striker. So if you're Daniel Levy, you're thinking you want him that much, you're going to give him what I want or what we we value him at. So
absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. We've got Yusuf, big up. And we've got this guy in Champions Kane will cry. I don't know what he means by that, Matt, but yeah, thanks for coming in, pal. So if you are joining the stream, guys, if you ain't hit the subscribe button, guys, it's free of charge. I know people, when they hear subscribe, they think it's a charge. It's not. It's free of charge. Just hit the thing, guys. Even if you don't want to watch the skin, it just helps the channel out, guys. Smash the like as well, guys. So, guys, it's the weekend roundup, and we'll go on. We'll get straight into it on the first game. Was on Friday night, Matt, was it?
It was, mate, yeah, Friday night, yeah.
It was this one. It was Brentford 2, Arsenal 0. And Canos and Norgard with the goals, Matt. And before we think, Matt, we can go back on what you predicted, Matt. You predicted this, mate. You said 2-1.
I was close.
And I went with same as Matt, 2-1 as well. So me and Matt was close on this one. We was very close. Matt, oh dear. Let's ask Brentford 2, Arsenal 0, guys. Matt, what's your reaction on this one, mate?
Well, I think for a start, you got to give Brentford credit. I thought they played really well on the night. I thought they pressed really high. I love the way they played, sort of quite, the attacking football, and the intent was there. They swarmed Arsenal. I thought the two centre forwards, Mbeumo and Ivan Toney, bullied the Arsenal defence. It made it look easy. Ben White was pushed all over the place. He just couldn't.
Ben Shite.
Ben Shite. That's the one.
Let's get it right.
He's he got absolutely bullied. But it's like I said before, Ben White will be good with someone like a Lewis Dunk alongside him, or experience and good defenders. I mean, unfortunately, Arsenal don't have that, and I think it's quite clear to see that that they are struggling. They're definitely at the back. No commanding player. Yeah, so I don't think Ben White necessarily suits their sort of. That when they bought him, they're sort of looking at him like he's going to be the fix, and you need to have him alongside someone who's really experienced and can defend, and then he'll help in that aspect. And he's young and he'll learn. Yeah, but like I said, Brentford played really well, defended reasonably well. Yeah, I just thought Arsenal got and Arteta got tactically outdone by a Championship manager. But when we played Brentford in the cup quarter-final or semi-final, I thought there were glimpses that they played well that night as well. So they're not. I think they're gonna give quite a few sides a good go anyway. And yeah, I was very impressed with Canos and more just Ivan Toney for me. I thought he's more than a striker. He holds the ball up well. But it was slotting at left back, and he'll do his job that he needs to, and he presses very highly. And I think if Brentford were to, even if they go down or if they stay up, I think he'll be on quite a few people's radars next season if he has a good season this year.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. Do you know what, Matt? Some people may say Spurs had the easy game instead of having Brentford, a newly promoted team, first time in the Premier League. You don't know what you're going to get from Brentford. We knew when we had City, they had a couple of players out. They do start slow, City. So maybe people say, do you know what? They'd rather have City than play a newly promoted Brentford who you don't know nothing really about. I mean, but against Arsenal, mate, they absolutely, from start to finish, mate. Arsenal did have a bit of a spell, but they didn't look scoring at all, mate. I think when people say about what's happened with Aubameyang and Lacazette, clearly what's happening tonight and what's been leaked out, what's been told, that there has been an argument between these two and the and Mikel Arteta. So I won't be surprised now if these two will leave before the transfer window ends. But they definitely missed these two against Brentford. They missed someone up front. Is it Bagulon? What his name is up top? Is a youngster. Yeah, Balogun. That's it. Yeah, he's a youngster. You can't. That's like us throwing Dane Scarlett in the deep end, Matt. Exactly. So. And they got Smith Rowe, and they got Lukonga as well, and Saka. All youngsters, these guys. I mean, you need experienced heads in there, and definitely they missed Lacazette and Aubameyang. Knowing they're not in top form. Go on, Matt.
Yeah, I suppose for me, the only two who I'd say who didn't deserve to be on the losing team were probably Emile Smith Rowe, who I think he's going to be a good player, to be honest. I thought Kieran Tierney was fantastic.
Yeah, again. Kieran Tierney as well, mate. Kieran Tierney, I forgot about Kieran Tierney.
The passion he shows for.
I don't think Matt had his best game, but he tried, didn't it? He was trying to make things happen.
Yeah,
and he was putting crosses into the box where there was no one there, mate. It was just like no one's in the box, and there's. And to me, mate,
I do like Lukonga as well in midfield. Their new, he's from Anderlecht. Yeah. He looks pretty good, actually. I know I'm a Spurs fan, but I'll give credit where credit's due. He looks like a good signing.
Oh yeah, that's why we do it. We take our top hats off while we do this sort of show, Matt. And I mean, if credit's due, mate. We'll give these players. I mean, but again, but credit to Brentford, mate. They should have won this by 4. Seriously. The chances they had, mate. Ivan Toney gave the Arsenal defence horrid time. They couldn't handle him. And in what's the his strike partner as well?
I think it's Mwepo, or he's quite new.
I
thought he did really well. He ran the channels well, and it was.
He's been there a couple of seasons. I think he's been there a couple of seasons, Matt. This dude, and seriously, both of them, and it was refreshing to see a 4-4-2, Matt. Playing 2 strikers up top, you know what I mean? It was refreshing to see the old 4-4-2. I love that. I love that formation. Yeah. I was hoping Nuno would try that this season.
I think he wants for a couple of games. Or I think he wants to play like maybe a 3-5-2 or a different variation of it.
Yeah, but in the end, Matt, the goal from Canis, the Arsenal fans are looking for excuses. Like it went out of play, but. As what Dermot Gallagher said today, the whole ball didn't go out of play, so it didn't go out of play. You know what I mean? And poor defending. You know what I mean? And I think Leno, I don't think he can read because I think he was getting blocked by the defender in
Yeah,
it, and it's
I
gone
don't
through his
think. I
legs.
think he. Yeah, I know a few of the Arsenal said he's got to save that. I think that's very harsh. I think it was a good finish, to be honest, and a good strike. What I would say is he should be doing a lot better for that second goal.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting bullied by, you know, as the goalkeeper, you've got to take command and, you know, even if you've got to shove him a little bit out the way, show some leadership and, you know, and you're this big keeper, you know, you should be scared of a keeper really when they're coming out of their box. But you know, it's like,
Absolutely.
you know, Brentford bullied them and, you know, not only they just beat them, you know, physically, I'd say it was mentally, you know, they outdid them as well. And is it Thomas Frank? Is that the manager's name?
Thomas Frank. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he looks like quite a good manager, and
Yeah. It's
it
got a
was
lot
good.
of enthusiasm. It's got a lot of
Yeah,
enthusiasm in it.
yeah. I love the way he gets the sort of crowd up, and
Yeah.
but yeah, you can see
It was
the
good. It
the
was good. It was
connection.
good to see.
Yeah, you can
Very
see
good
the
to see.
connection he has with the
Absolutely.
fans, and I think Brentford, you know, when they're at home, they're going to give everyone a good game. You know, they got the crowd on their side. It's their first time in the Premier League,
Yeah.
or like the top league for like 70 something years. So, you know, there was fans crying. You know, I don't know if you saw the video of the old man who had tears while he was sort
Yeah.
of singing,
Yeah.
and you know, it was
Yeah.
lovely
I
to
saw it.
see. And you know, I think it
Brilliant.
made me
It was
quite
great.
emotional actually, just having the fans back and just
Yeah.
kind of just taking it all in. Fantastic.
Absolutely, Matt. Let's go into the comments here, Matt. We've got a few comments to read out. Talk THFC. Hi lads. Thanks for coming in, pal. We've got this lad come back in and says Son has the mentality of heroes. Of course he has, mate. Of course. Facts and stats. Yes, facts and stats. Thanks for coming back in, pal. Always in. This guy always supports the channel. And he said, hi, Sire, Matt. Hope you're both well, chaps. Great performance again yesterday. Still buzzing from how well the whole squad played and the style of play. Yes, facts and stats. We will get into the Tottenham game when it comes to it, pal. Absolutely. So stay tuned for that, pal. Talk THFC. Arsenal are a mediocre team at the moment. It's not looking good at the minute, is it? I'm not really worried anyway, but they're in the mud. They're in the mud at the minute. And yeah, it's not looking good for the Arsenal fans. And Wayne Bonner, another one, always in the chat, always helps the channel out. Evening, fellas. Still smiling after yesterday. Still laughing at Arsenal. yes, Wayne. Thanks for coming in, pal. Fats and Tat says Arsenal exactly the old Atkins Stanley advert. Jake, yes, Jake, the Liverpool
Jake.
fan. Yes. Fats and Stats, evening, chat. Hope everyone is well. Come on, you Spurs. Don't worry, we are the champions of the English Premier League. Coys, come on, you Spurs. Where do you think Arsenal will finish? Not biased for me, honestly, 12th. We'll come back to that in a minute. We've got Yusuf, big up all. Got to go. Sorry, not a problem, Yusuf. Thanks for coming in, pal. Jake says, no one wants to jump on. I'm happy to join for a bit until someone comes on. If you want, Matt. Facts and stats. Arsenal will struggle. They got Man City and Chelsea next. No points and will be bottom. And Jake's if this guy, we are the heroes. We are heroes. Remember my words. I will remember your words. Just finish off the Arsenal game here, Matt. Overall, mate, Brentford I think that was just fully deserved it on Friday night, mate. And honestly, where do I quickly think Arsenal will finish? I don't care. As long as we finish above them, I don't care, mate. If it goes on like this and they get no points out of the first 3 games, they're in dire. They'll probably be the bottom half.
Yeah, I think, and if they don't make any more signings, I think it's real trouble. Real trouble. Yeah. Maybe not relegation, but it will be bottom half. Yeah, for me.
Yeah, absolutely, pal. Absolutely. So that was the Brentford one, guys. Absolutely fantastic result for Brentford. Fully deserved. Absolutely fully deserved. Harry, I'll be waiting for this guy to come in. He's an Arsenal fan. Oh, brilliant, eh? He's been giving us stick for a while. A good result for you lot yesterday, Si, pal. Another shit scenes for Arsenal. Need Martin Odegaard and yeah, okay. I'm not saying that one. That one before. I'll tell you now, mate. Martin Odegaard is absolutely shite. I don't rate that guy.
Yeah, if you want to play however much he is, I don't know how much he's actually going to be.
The thing is, Harry, he can't be that good. He can't get into the Real Madrid team. Doesn't start for Real Madrid. I mean, and even most of your Arsenal fans, I watch them. They don't want him either. So,
yeah. If I was Arsenal, I would definitely.
But Harry, thanks for coming in and trying to catch us out with that name. Nah,
not happening,
but yeah,
mate.
Not happening, pal. Talk to you, if that run goes on, they would be lucky to finish 10th to 14th. Simon, how did your security guard take to Spurs winning and Arsenal losing? I haven't seen him. I've been off today. I'll see him tomorrow. Jesus Christ. I personally don't want him. James Maddison,
he would
will be class. You're not getting James Maddison.
No, I don't think they're going to sell.
It's too late in the window now, apparently, to get that sort of deal. But thanks for coming in, Harry. And Jake, when we do the Liverpool one, you can just jump on if you want a couple of minutes and have your say and have your input on the game, mate. So Matt, what was the next game? Oh yes, it was this game, innit? The early kickoff, innit? The Manchester United versus Leeds. Fernandes hat trick, Greenwood and Fred and Pogba 4 assists. It's never been done before, Matt. In one game, 4 assists in one game.
Wow.
By Paul Pogba. Matt, give us your overall reaction on the Manchester United 5-1 win against Leeds, mate.
Yeah, well, obviously I said it was going to be. I thought it was going to be convincing from United, didn't I? I said sort of there's going to be goals, and I thought they would win. I think I predicted 3-1, didn't I? Was it 3-1?
Matt, sorry about that, pal. I'll get your prediction.
I think it was 3-1.
Where is it? You said 3-1, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I went for. Where is it? I went for 2-1. I went for 2-1. So yeah, I was miles out, but you was closer than me. Yeah, go on, Matt.
Yeah, I think what a performance from Man United. What a way to come back to as your first home game, of the season. I thought Pogba was excellent. I really do. I thought it was the shades of the France Pogba of like the World Cup from sort of 2018 when they won it. That's the Pogba I think the Man United fans want to see it, in the shirt. First player to get 4 assists.
As a Man United player.
As a Man United player, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's up there for history, and if he can carry on that on throughout the season, they're going to have a hell of a player in there, and he could make the difference. Bruno Fernandes, a hat trick beginning of the season. It's a good start, isn't it? Lovely goals. I thought Greenwood led the line really well. He got his goal as well. He started the season well. Great youngster. Someone who I'm rate highly. And to be honest, I thought the defence played really well. I think Leeds just kind of, I don't know, they just tried to play the way they played last season, open attacking football, and some days it'll work and some days you will get hammered. I think they need to learn to adjust to different teams and different scenarios, because if they want to be higher, if they want to get into the European places, they're going to have to learn to not get beat like that, and try and get results at United and draws or whatever. And sometimes you can't just have swashbuckling football every time, not when it comes to a place like Old Trafford. I think you've got to be careful. But no, full credit to Man United, and they've still got Jadon Sancho to come in, and a few other players. But yeah, and Rafael Varane as well. So yeah, I think overall, that'll be scary. It'll be it was a really good day for United, and they thoroughly deserved the victory.
Absolutely, absolutely, Matt. Matt, could we be? I think we could be seeing a second season syndrome for Leeds. I know they've done
Yeah, maybe.
particularly well last year. They hit the ground running straight away with some good results. I think it's too early to say. It's only one game, but it could be a second season syndrome
Yeah.
for this lot. And it that first game showed it as well against United.
Yeah.
I don't think United got out of second or third gear really.
No,
I mean,
didn't need to, did
I
they?
don't think
There's so
Leeds,
much space
Leeds
on the
weren't good. Yeah,
counter as well. You know, it's
absolutely, mate. And I think it was that pass from Pogba to Fernandes. What a goal that is! What a goal! What a takedown! He's seriously, mate. And if they keep them fit and happy, we're dangerous, especially with Sancho coming to that, and with, as you said, with Varane as well.
and Greenwood,
with Cavani,
yeah,
Cavani's got to come back into that as well.
yeah,
Do you know
but
what I
you
mean?
know, you can't drop Greenwood at the moment, can you? You know, he
No,
scored the
he was
first goal.
fantastic as well. Yeah,
He could
that's what I'm saying.
score 12 to 15 goals this season, I believe, in the Premier League. I really do. If he leads the line well and he's got the service like that, he's got the finishing ability.
I just think, Matt. Leeds. They don't look like the team from last season, did they? I mean, and this is what I'm trying to say. But as well, it's a lot of game to play yet. They can come into it. I was a bit disappointed with Leeds. I thought they'd give a bit of a more fight.
Well, yeah, I didn't think they'd get hammered.
They made it a bit too easy, innit? They made it a bit too easy for United. But fair play to United. They got the result, mate, and that was, I mean, absolutely great. It was a fantastic performance, fantastic result. People are saying already, they're going to win the league. It's miles too early.
You can't say anyone, you know. I think we need to wait at least 10 games in.
Absolutely, Paul. Absolutely. We got Paul. Yes, Paul. Here we go. Kane got 4 assists for Son. Yeah, I meant Paul. Sorry I meant for United.
Yeah,
that was United. But thanks for coming in. Yeah, how's the weather, Paul? How's the weather? The weatherman. Alexander, thanks for coming in. Hello. Facts and stats said I won 14-2 accumulator. Gutted. I only had £1 on it. 397 quid.
Oh.
Better than a kick in the teeth, or worse. Wow. Well played.
Great day.
Well played, facts and stats. Brilliant. Absolutely. We got Paul saying, nice accumulator, mate. Just luck, Paul. All my bets let me down. All my big bets let me down. Raphael, hello, my friends here in Brazil. We think that Europeans don't care about the club World Cup. There are rumours that teams play against their will. Is it true? I'm not too sure. Matt, could you answer that question?
Well, I'm not really. I'm guessing the club World Cup's when you win
Champions League.
And
the team from Brazil wins theirs. Champions League type,
like that, or it's the team that wins the league, and maybe it's something like that. Anyway, but
I wouldn't say they don't take it serious. I mean, it's still a massive. It's a big trophy. Do you know what I mean? Because you could be champions of the world. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't say that, pal. But thank you for coming in, pal. Yeah. Absolutely, for all the way from Brazil. How's the weather out in Brazil? Is it nice and hot? Is it better than here? It's raining here. It's absolutely horrible. Yes. In the Turnish. I think this is in the Turnish. Yes. Where was Leeds midfield? Yes. I don't think they were great, were they? Calvin Phillips weren't great yesterday. Martha says, hi guys, just joined. Thank you very much, pal. Paul said, it's cold today, mate. I only had to wear Factor 30 sunscreen today. Oh, he's poured it. Absolutely. So my reaction to that one, it was a great performance by United, absolutely. But I was a bit disappointed with Leeds' performance. Yeah. I don't think they were great. They didn't turn up. They need to buckle down. They need to, because it could be a long season for them.
I think I was a bit disappointed with Leeds fans. Obviously, seeing the videos of the fights and the
I saw that's. Oh my god, it was
bang out of order, that, you know, and
even kids about as well.
Exactly. Even the songs about Rashford and Sancho letting the country down. I think just don't need to do that. It doesn't paint a good light to Leeds fans, but they're not all like that. It's just
Yeah.
every fan base has those individuals who ruin it. But
Absolutely, Bell. You're spot on there, mate. Alexander Tanganga had £200 million in his pocket. Go on, Alexander. Yes. Yes, it's my mate from work. Yes, Pete. Park Rangers versus Spurs. Will hobnail boots on Pearson. Oh dear, absolutely. I think now boots, on piece of fish. Yes, that. Pete, thanks for coming on, pal. Absolutely. I'll see you tomorrow anyway, pal. Absolutely. And Pete, is Bobby Charlton playing at the weekend, or because he thinks Bobby Charlton's still playing? This guy. Martha's Leeds were dreadful defensively, completely opened up. Absolutely. Yeah, they were terrible at the weekend. So on to our next one, Matt. Burnley versus Brighton. 2-1 Brighton. Tarkowski got the very early goal. Mumpai and is it McAllister?
Yeah.
Got the goals. And what did I go with?
1-1, I think.
I went for 1-1. And I think Matt.
I think we both went for the same.
Yes, went for the same. Yeah. Went for 1-1. And Matt, just give your reaction on this game first. Ended 2-1 to ended 2-1 to Brighton. Did they deserve it in the end? Brighton.
To be honest, I probably should have been a draw. I think Burnley were, a bit unlucky. They obviously hit. I think Tarkowski scored and he hit the bar and it bounced down on the line, but didn't go all the way over. They had, they had chances. I think they hit the bar, hit the post. I think Brighton looked better, obviously, when they brought on Mopé and McAllister. It opened up and the team looked a bit more, creative. The one thing I worry about maybe about Brighton is defensively. I just don't. Obviously, you've sold, Ben Shite for 50 million, which is a bargain for them. But I'm surprised they haven't used that money.
They absolutely robbed Arsenal to the bank in it with this guy.
Yeah.
I know it's only the first game, Matt, but this guy, seriously, I'm telling you now, I can't see him. I can't see him being any good for Arsenal. But there you go. Go on, Matt.
I just worry that they haven't really spent the money to replace him. I don't, bought a couple of, midfielder but not.
Apparently they are, Matt. Apparently they are. They're looking at one or two centre backs. I was listening to Darmashef and Carvalho earlier, and they did say about Brighton they're looking at one or two. So
okay,
you never know.
I just thought defensively they looked pretty poor at the back. Burnley, should have scored probably two. But they dug in, and sometimes you got to win ugly, especially at a place like Burnley. I'd say that's a great result for Brighton, and I think they've got quite a good run of games coming up, so I think they could be, high-ish up the table at the start of the season. But yeah, they got some good players. I think it probably should have been a draw in my eyes, but yeah, we'll take the 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. I think I did catch up on Match of the Day, and Burnley, they got the early goal. They should have got another. They done all right. They started the game off good, but I think it was the second half performance of Brighton. I think they come back into it. Mumpai is a good striker, mate. Good striker. He's a nuisance. He's a nuisance up front, isn't it? He puts himself about, and they got himself a good established Premier League striker there. You know what I mean? He won't bang you 25, 30, but he'll bang you 15, 20 goals.
Probably get you 10. 10, 11 goals.
Get you 10 or 15. Yeah, exactly.
He just needs a bit more consistency, I think, because he does miss some chances.
And he needs help up there sometimes as well, Matt. I think so, because when he doesn't play, they're not the same, are they, Brighton? I think they're missing Tarek. I think they're missing Tarek Lamptey as well. with the
Yeah, I
attacking
thought he'd
threat as
be
well.
back by now, but he's still
He's,
not.
this fire, he's got a thigh injury, and I tell you that he's been out for so long. Jesus Christ, it must be a serious injury, Matt. Been out this long.
Yeah.
But overall, Matt, I think Burnley, I think they do deserve a draw. I think they did deserve to get something
Yeah, I
out
think
of the
they
game.
deserve something, didn't they? But
It's a game of two halves, Matt. I think game of
Yeah.
two halves, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it happens, doesn't it?
yeah,
Sometimes you just
exactly.
they scored more goals, and that's why they've won. They were more clinical.
Yeah, absolutely, pal. We've got a couple of here, mate. We've got Paul says, as much as I hate the Gooners, I was a proud man when we clapped Saka on Twitter. Yeah, brilliant. And
Yeah.
it's Brentford as well the other night. They've done the same.
Yeah, they did.
Absolutely
Didn't they?
cool. Yeah, absolutely. Martha Spurs said Brighton will be fine this season if they are able to take their chances. Yeah, and that's what me and Matt said. Matt's a bit worried that they haven't replaced Ben Shite. But it does sound like they are in the market for one or two. So if they can sort that out, Brighton, yeah, they'll be fine. They've got enough firepower. In Turner says we should get James Toskowski very good in the air. Yeah, I rate him. I don't. He'll be my first choice,
No,
but yeah, I can see where he's coming from. In Turner, he is a good
I think it'd be quite
defender.
expensive though. I think he would be. Ben, if
It'll be
Ben Shite's worth
it'll be
50, he's got to be at least near that.
50, 60, yeah,
Yeah.
something like that, mate, isn't it? Brighton were a better team in the latter stage. Yeah, they were. That's what I'm saying. The second half, probably to the 65th minute and onwards, they were a better team. And Alexander says Martinez news. What I've heard tonight, mate, that Martinez, they've offered him a lucrative contract extension, and he wants to stay, and he likes the ambition of the club going forward this season, and that's what I've heard. But you never know; things can change very, very quickly. Martha says Mumbai finishing needs to improve, though missed way too many chances. Yeah, that's what me and Matt said. He's not going to get you 25, 30. I said, but he will give you 10, 15, maybe stretch it to 20, Matt. It depends
Yeah, I mean,
if
that'd
he
be a
gets
great
good service.
season, if he could.
Yeah.
But he's taken took his chance when he got it, against Burnley, a vital equaliser. So,
Absolutely, mate.
I think he took his chance. So.
The Yorkshire, yeah, thanks for coming in, pal. Yeah, I've seen you in the chat a few times. Thanks for your support, pal. I've heard we're putting the 20 million offer for Leeds Bankford. That's been wiped out.
That's been wiped out.
They won't accept 20 million, but I've heard from a few sources now what Bankford he's the last on the list apparently. Yeah, it's not one we're looking at.
Vlahovic. I think it's Vlahovic.
It's looking like the one. So after that one, mate, was this one.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace. Oh dear. Who got the third? Oh, it was Chalobah, yeah. So goals from Alonso, Pulisic and Chalobah were 3-0 to Chelsea against Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. Matt, give us your insight on how this game went, mate.
Too easy for Chelsea. They ripped them apart. And I think, kind of like the Man United game, I don't think they really got out of second or third gear, to be honest, Chelsea. I thought Alonso's free kick was, superb. As much as I hate the bloke, he's got a good free kick on him. He's still going as a good sort of left wing back, isn't he? He's still, I think he's quite, it feels like he's been there years, which he has, but I feel like he's quite underrated. Sometimes because he does get dropped, and then when he kind of tends to come back in, he'll do a job for 5 to 6 games, get a couple of goals, and he wins you games at the end of the day.
Mate.
And he'll get a couple of goals a season at least. 4 or 5 for a defender is, I'd say, pretty good, to be honest. I thought Pulisic looked lively. I quite like the look of that Is it Chalobah, the one who scored?
Chalobah, yeah, he looked
like a
like
good player.
looks
Yeah.
like Tabby Abraham, but we can probably finish.
Yeah.
But saying that, Matt, before we go on about this game, I saw Tammy Abraham. He's virtually on the move to Roma now.
Roma, isn't it?
His stats are not bad, Matt.
No, honestly, mate, I think he is a good.
200 games, and he started 150 odd. He's got 90 goals and about 20 odd assists. That's a good return from Tammy Abraham.
Honestly,
Tammy Abraham.
if Spurs or Chelsea would do business, I probably would have maybe gone in as a second striker for someone like him. I think.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think you're right there. Definitely second, not first. I wouldn't.
No, not
like
first
to go
choice,
into
but he can do a job when when he comes in. He can hold the ball up well. He can finish. I think he's quite underrated actually, and Chelsea obviously think that because there is a buyback option in there. They've got until
80 million euros.
Yeah, 2024. I think they've got. If they don't do it by then it runs out. But yeah, even if he has a good, say he has a good first season at Roma,
I think he'll do well there, mate. I think he'll suit. I think he'll suit the Italian league, and under Mourinho, I think he'll do well.
And then Chelsea could just go, well, we're buying him back now. You just never know.
But going on to the Flatovic and Martinez, just going away from this, just quickly, Matt. Did you see the Mate's earlier with Fabrizio Romano?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's raving about Flatovic. He's raving. He said he's an absolute quality player.
He's only 21.
He loves him.
21, isn't he? So he's
Fabrizio said he loves him. He's a fantastic striker. So I'm liking the vibes about this guy at the minute, mate. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just go on the Chelsea. Yeah, but they're
like I said, they controlled the midfield well. They defended well. As I sort of predicted, I thought it would be quite an easy-ish game for them. I think it's going to take Crystal Palace a while to get used to Vieira, to be honest. I think he's maybe trying. I know he's trying to play expansive football at Crystal Palace, and I just don't think they're quite used to it. It was sort of like us last year, trying to learn to be defensive and sit back and drop deep, and it doesn't suit us. So some teams it, suits. And I think I've watched Palace for like years, and I've always seen them as a defensive kind of. They come to your ground, they're gonna put 11 behind the ball, and they're gonna make it difficult. But it seems like under Vieira, he wants to make quite expansive football, attacking, which, if you're a Crystal Palace fan, yeah, great. It'd be nice to see, but not if you're getting beat every week pretty convincingly.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Matt, what did you put for this? I went 2-0 Chelsea. I was quite close on that one. What did you put for? And you went 2-0 Chelsea as well. So yeah, so it was close to that, Matt.
I thought without like a kind of proper striker, I thought they'd probably get 1 or 2 rather than 3 or 4.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. But as you said, mate, they got Lukaku coming in, and that's going to even strengthen Chelsea. I think they'll be there with Man City. I'm not. Well, do you know what? I don't think Liverpool will be there for hunting the league this year. I really don't. No, they got off to a good start, but I just can't see it. 1 or 2 injuries, I think they're knackered. I won't write United off, but at the minute I can see Chelsea will be in there. City will come back. City will come back strong. I think it'll be them. I think it'll be out them too, and United will push them as well. But yeah, as I said, Chelsea look as you said, Matt, absolutely spot on. Too strong for Palace. Too strong, and I was quite. Do you know? They look quite bad, Palace, isn't it? They didn't look great, did they?
They didn't look great.
They didn't look great, and just hope Vieira can get them going, because under Hodgson had them going in it. They hadn't. I know sometimes they're boring to watch and things like that, but they had a bit more grit and determination about. They would at least got a goal or maybe 2 under Hodgson. Against teams like Chelsea,
they were hard to break down, weren't they?
Hard to break down. Absolutely, mate. Yeah.
You're just thinking, oh God, here we go.
Because we've had that problem, Matt, innit? We've had that problem time in, time out against Palace. Like, we can't break them down when we just won 1-0, isn't it? And 1-1.
We normally just nick it at Selhurst, like 1-0, maybe 2-1. Yeah.
So overall, mate, I mean, Alonso, as you said, this guy pops up with a few every season. I mean, he's a decent, he's a handy little player to have, Alonso. And Puzelik, I think he'll have a big season again this year.
Yeah.
And Chalobah, watch out for this guy. If he gets his chance, he did look right, and he took his goal well. He took his goal very well. You know what I mean? So overall, I think Chelsea. You expect them to win, mate? We both had them to win. I think they ran out easy winners, really. We've got Martha says Chelsea battered Crystal Palace. Chalobah scored an excellent. I expect Chelsea to be up there, challenging, especially with Lukaku there. Palace signed, Olise, from Reading. Watch him when he comes back from injury. Yeah, that player was missing. Yeah, I totally. He's a good player. This guy's a top player. But Matt, next one. Everton 3, Southampton 1. Goals from Richarlison, Decore, and Calvert-Lewin for Everton, and Armstrong for Southampton. We were talking about this player the other day.
I said he'd score. I said he'd score.
You did it, absolutely. We was laughing. Well, especially me. They replaced Ings with this guy, and we thought, wow, it's all right when you can do it in League One or Championship, wherever Blackburn are, but Premier League's a different grade. But
doing the world a good though, getting that first.
But I tell you now, mate, I think he done all right. He done all right. I think Southampton need another one up there, though. I think they do. Go on, Matt. Give us your insight on this game, mate. Everton 3, Southampton 1.
Yeah,
Rafa Benitez.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't worn well to the Everton fans, has he? They obviously don't. I really don't think they like him. From a start. But if he's winning and it's not bad football, then maybe they will learn to like him. I thought it'd be a typical Benitez type game, and they'd win like a 1-0 and maybe defend quite deep. But they shocked me. But they have better players than Newcastle had when Benitez. Likes of Richarlison, Decore. I thought he was excellent on the day. I thought he controlled the midfield really well. Lovely goal. Calvert-Lewin, he steps up again. He will come in and get you a couple of goals.
Absolutely, mate. We were talking about Calvert.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't say no to him, to be honest. I think he's got a good eye for goal, actually. Proved it as well. Happy for Armstrong. Like I say, I think that'll be a good thing for him. But I really do worry for Southampton. Really do worry. Lost Vestergaard. They played that. Carl Walker-Peters wasn't even in the team, was he? It was the Chelsea youngster, which I don't really get, because I thought Carl Walker-Peters was one of their better players last season. I thought he had a great season. He looked good in pre-season as well.
Yeah, spot on, Matt. He had a fantastic season. He broke on the scene for a minute, and he had a terrific season.
Yeah, so I don't really understand what's going on there. Maybe he's just trying a new system, new couple of players. I think if Southampton don't buy maybe another striker, I still think they need a centre back to replace Vestergaard, definitely. And I think if you're someone like James Ward-Prowse, you may be thinking, this could be my last season here, or maybe looking to go elsewhere because quality player. If they were to go down, I think there's options for Spurs there to go and get someone like Ward-Prowse a bit on the cheaper and learn from your Jack Grealish deal and just go and get it kind of done. I really do worry for Southampton. I just don't think they've got enough at this moment in time.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely spot on there, matey. We worried, didn't it? Was because they sold Ings, they sold Vestergaard. Going into a game against Everton, which is not always easy, is it, going to Goodison Park? Especially with Rafa Benitez. We know his teams are well organised, hard to beat, and that's how Rafa sets up. And as my mate John, I think this is John from my work, he's an Everton fan. Richarlison hasn't had a break. Went from Premier League to the Copa America and then straight to Olympics. He is playing some good stuff at the minute. And he's right here where he says Damari Gray was a bargain at $2 million for us. Absolutely, John. Absolutely. Where'd you go with Damari Gray, Matt? 2 million quid. Okay, I said, don't know, but his performance at the weekend, mate, he hogs that line. He loves hogging that line. He gets the ball out and he's fantastic. Him and Townsend, mate, they were great out on the wings.
Yeah,
for Everton.
they'll both give you width, and they
That's
tend just to stay on there rather than a new school winger who kind of comes inside. It's like a sort of more of a inside forward. These two are old school. They like to hog the lines, take on defenders, whip in the crosses, and get a couple of assists. But Damari Gray can score goals as well, and we know Townsend can hit a ball. I think it's good for Townsend. I'm glad he got his move to someone like Everton, because I still think there's a player in there who can revive his career. And Damari Gray, he's still young, and I think 2 million, was a bargain.
Absolutely, mate. And Townsend are free. I mean, they recruited quite well there. I think Everton do need a few more. So
yeah, definitely.
We've got a couple just in the chat here, mate. Marvin said he said didn't watch the game. Good start for Rafa. They probably need 1 or 2 more signs, as I just said there. Southampton need a centre back, and they had what was that?
I think he's the Chelsea one, Livermore.
Oh yeah, playing. Yeah, playing as a centre back. That's it. Yeah,
he's a fullback.
He's a fullback. Yeah, and Paul says I agree. Southampton will get relegated.
Well, I didn't say relegated. I just said they might be in trouble.
John said just what we needed with Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. 2 wingers who can absolutely jump.
Yeah,
seriously,
he's so
mate.
good in the air, isn't he?
The main thing is you can keep more fit. If you can keep more fit, absolutely, there'll be seriously goals for fun there. And is this name a bit wrong? Is Franklin guy, Jonathan Franklin? Yes, boys. Thanks for coming in, pal. It's the first time I've seen you in the chat there. So yeah, just round it up quickly. Yeah, I think Rafa Benitez, good start for him. I think he'll be a good manager for Everton. I think that's what they needed. They've got to be well organised. They will be hard to beat, especially at home, especially at Goodison, and especially away from home, because he'll come out defensive. And Rafa, we know exactly what his team's been like in the past, Matt. So
yeah,
that could be a good appointment as well for Everton. But overall, Everton deserve to win. Southampton needs to pull their socks out and sign 1 or 2 players desperately in that centre back pairing, and another striker. I think they need. But Everton going good guns. So well done, John, there, mate. So the next one was Leicester versus Wolves, 1-0 to Leicester. Jamie Vardy pops up with his first goal of the season.
Yeah.
Matt, it's not much to talk about this game, but give us your insight on this game, mate. How it went?
No, I thought it was a closer game than I thought. I thought Wolves held themselves, pretty well. I wouldn't say I was disappointed with Leicester, but I actually think Wolves may have been a bit unlucky. And I thought I thought they may have nicked a goal, and then Leicester would go on to win. But Leicester have got a couple of new players. They're trying to bed new players in, and it's only first game of the season. But yeah, Vardy,
absolutely.
Vardy doing what Vardy does, and he's a goal scorer, and he'll get you 20 goals a season easy. He's that type. He's been around long enough now to know, when to go, when to run in behind, and if you give him a chance, it's mostly a goal, isn't it? Pretty clinical. They've still got Daka, Iheanacho as well, so 3 different strikers.
Absolutely,
now.
They got a great abundance of talent up top there now, Matt. Let's get them firing again. Let's get Iheanacho going again, mate, innit? And Vardy always fires, you know what I mean? Yeah. And get Pax and Daka. If they can get them all firing, mate, and as you said, they'll be very dangerous this season. Yeah, and, absolutely, mate.
Obviously, when they'll get Vestergaard in probably next week, won't they? I'm sure he'll be probably back in
mate,
there.
Exactly.
No, I think that's a good signing. Left-footed,
very
big,
good,
strong defender. Ryan Bertrand was a very shrewd signing as well. Came from Southampton, Ryan Bertrand, and another one.
Free transfer.
Yeah, exactly. Bargain.
Great player as well. Great player, Ryan Bertrand.
Good experience.
He's been around. He's ex-Chelsea as well, is it?
Yeah.
He was ex-Chelsea with Rodgers. I think that's the same time when Rodgers was at Chelsea as well. So Yeah, so Rogers does know Bartram. But Matt, overall, I'll give a quick one on it. There's not much to comment there.
No.
Apart from Ali Adram Torre ripping, Ali missed that goal at sitter he had. You know what I mean? I thought he was quite good at against Leicester. I thought he was Wolves' best player. I think he looked lively. He was quick. How quick is that guy? He is rapid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rapid, strong. Seriously. And someone did say, Matt, a couple of weeks ago about Spurs should put in. I was going, no, not. But what? I've totally forgot how quick this guy is. I'm telling you, we could do with someone like that, Matt. Flipping, he's quick. He's powerful. His finishing's not great, is it? That's the problem. His passing's not very good.
He pretty much reminds me of like a. I'm not calling it. I'm not calling him like. I mean, like Sissoko when he runs with the ball and it just doesn't really end up with anything. Like
yeah.
That's what Traore reminds you of. Kind of, he's more like just a quick Lamella, to be honest, or like a more stacked kind of Lamella, with a bit of Sissoko in him. I think he would frustrate the hell out of me as a Spurs player, but he'd probably get me off my seat as well.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
But Nuno got it out of him before, so why can't he get it out of him again? But I don't know. I think 40 millions. I think we could maybe look elsewhere, maybe buy more smartly.
Absolutely. We got Paul saying, "Beep, beep, beep." Matt's backing up. What's he on about there? Is that?
Because he said Southampton get relegated, and I went, whoa.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Trouble.
I get it now. Martha says it was an even game. Wolves would have got a point of shooting boots on. Exactly what I said to Matt there. Seriously, I think he was great at the weekend.
It was great to see Jimenez as well. Playing again.
Leicester midfield is good. They brought is this Samora?
Yeah,
what's his name? He's brilliant.
Yeah, great
Samari.
player.
What? Yeah, very good player.
Another bargain.
And so end product needs to improve. Yeah, if he can improve his end product, it'll be an unbelievable player.
And score. Definitely.
Adrian Torre, yeah. Overall, you could say Wall did deserve a point because I think that they did have some really good chances. Just couldn't put them away. Leicester were fantastic. They got the goal load. They won the game. I expect more going forward with Leicester.
Great to see him in this, though, wasn't it? I thought that was
So Jake's in the background. Jake, you're in the background, mate. Leicester, the Norwich game's after this one. Watford 3, Villa 2. Wow, I didn't see this coming at all, Matt. Dennis, Isman Slar, and is it Chucho for Watford?
Yeah.
And McGinn and Ings in the 97th minute for Aston Villa. Wow, Matt, didn't see that coming whatsoever. Give us your prediction. Give us your reaction on this game, mate.
I think it was more shocked. I was sort of keeping an eye on it on my phone while I was at work, and 3-0 Watford. But I was like, what the hell is going on here? I was like, getting on a mad one. I was like, it's probably a typo or something. I don't know. It's got 3 go. I was very impressed with their new signing, Dennis. I think he looks like a bit of a handful, actually. Very quick. Got his debut goal. I know we're talking about wingers and you like Adama Traore, but I like Ismaila Sarr. I think what a player he is. I think
he's top player.
I think he's a bit younger, and I think they want 40 to 50 million. So if you're going to pay that for Traore,
not worth it.
Yeah, but I'd probably say I'd probably maybe go for Sarr over because he scores as well. He scores goals. Probably got a better end product than Traore, and he's not exactly slow. I was very impressed with Watford. Attacking wise, and I was a bit shocked with Villa. I thought when that team came out, I thought I think we were expecting big things of Villa to start the season. I thought.
Especially with the signings they made. Do you know what I mean? The signings they made.
It was they had Buendia, they had Ings, they had all their usual sort of player. The only one they didn't have was Bailey,
Bailey.
who was on the bench, wasn't he? But
he come on though. I think late on in the game, but
yeah, I think it'll take him a while to adjust at first. I
yeah,
think,
of course, of course.
But even their back line, I was shocked they conceded 3. Tyrone Mings, Konza,
That's what I'm
Matty
saying.
Cash. It's not
Wow.
bad. It's not a bad, back 3-4.
And it's not like Matt. They never played together. They've had a good season or two all together, and it's like it just looked like they never played together, Matt. It's too easy for Watford at times, but in the end, as you said, that Dennis looks a handful, mate. And we know what at Sarr, mate. He's a fantastic player.
He's a scary player. He is. Yeah.
Very good. But yeah, Villa needs to crank it up, mate, because wow,
I'm sure they will. They nearly came back, so it was credit to them for nearly coming back. Danny Ings got his goal, 97th minute, and we like John McGinn, and we've always called him a good player in midfield. Who people
solid player.
Some people don't necessarily rate him, but I think he's a great player, and I'd have him in our midfield.
But to me, Matt, I think they need to replace Grealish. I think I don't think they've got it in there. I think they need another creative.
I don't think Buendia is enough, but I'm guessing maybe that's why they've brought in a Bailey, especially on the left wing, because maybe he will come in and he's got more pace than Grealish for a start.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's got to adjust, like I say. So, but I think fair play to Watford. To be honest, I thought they surprised.
Absolutely, fantastic. Joe Frank said predictions for the Wolves game. Quickly, Matt. We'll all be doing this anyway, but we've got what me and Matt were saying yesterday. We can't play like that against City and going against Wolves and lose, because yesterday will mean nothing. We've got to go in with the same temper, and I believe they will do. I think Nuno will get them going again, and I believe they will do. I'll say 2-1. I think Wolves will get a goal at home. Matt?
I'm going 3-1. I think we're going to score.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going for it, mate. I'm up for this. I think Nuno really is getting into these players, and I fancy it. I fancy 3-1.
Right. That's brilliant. Here we go. Fantastic to see. Fantastic to hear. Martha says, in my opinion, Ismail Sarr will have a good season and is vital for Watford if they want to stay up. Absolutely, pal. Villa had Ashley Young playing left wing. Another good player. Good experience for Villa to have him back. Harry Kane, who bits and bobs. Yes, bits and bobs. Absolutely fantastic, this guy. Matt, we've had him on a couple of times.
We have.
We have to get him on again. And you're United done well at the weekend. Fernandez, I was impressed. Pogba, I was very impressed with bits and bobs.
Yeah.
And Harry, who, me and Matt was having a talk about this yesterday. I don't want to be associated with this Harry Who business, because Harry's an absolute world-class player. He will be sorely missed at his club. I know we started well yesterday. We played some good football, but it's a long season ahead. We'll definitely miss his goals. Let's hope if he does go, Vlahovic comes in, let's hope he can step up and score the goals. But we are letting a lot of goals and a lot of assists away here, Matt.
My dream would be to have Vlahovic and Kane, for this season. But
absolutely, Matt. Absolutely, exactly what I said. Absolutely, it would be what a match. Imagine that, Vlahovic and a Kane. Oh my God, seriously. But bits and bobs, thanks for coming in, pal. Absolutely, we'll get you back on as well. Richard Evans says, fantastic weekend of football. I've always bet on goals. So it was Ching Ching. Spurs 2-0 on the weekend. I know he's from the pie and mash, but Antonio is good. It's from West Ham, Antonio, yeah, absolutely. Matt, with the Watford one, we'll get Jake in. Norwich 0, Liverpool 3. Jota, Firmino, and Salah for Liverpool. It was a fantastic start for Jurgen Klopp and his men, and for Jake. Jake, welcome
Hello.
to the channel, pal. Welcome to the show. We had you on yesterday, mate. Give us your insight on this Norwich versus Liverpool game, matey.
Second gear for us, I think. I thought Norwich actually started the game. I think the first half, I think Norwich had more of the ball, I think. They had a chance of Pookie in the first couple of minutes, but after that, I think it was a bit second gear stroll for us, really. Once we got the first goal, it was just a matter of time, really, when we got the second goal. Norwich didn't really have any threat, really. They got good fans, they sang well, but I think they'll be lucky to stay in the league. They've just got no quality up front. Pookie, I don't know, unless they make any more signings, but it was a stroll for us, really. No, we've got Chelsea in 2 weeks' time, so that'll probably be a bigger test for us. We've got Burnley at the weekend. But yeah, easy win for us, really.
That's what the City fans are moaning about. It's an excuse at the minute. Why do we play all these top teams at the start of the season? And like the likes of Liverpool, United and all that, they get the easy first games. And it's an excuse after excuse for these City fans. Just a quick one. We've got Letter Till I Die, Chris. Chris, thanks for coming in, pal. Yeah, we went over to the City game, mate. We went over that. Should have been a draw, I think, overall. I'd like to have your thoughts there, Chris, in the chat. Thoughts on Ndombele and Aurier not making the Conference League squad? I think they'll be out, me personally. Norwich seriously need a centre-back. Look dreadful defensively. Do you agree that, Jake?
Yeah.
Norwich look dreadful defensively.
Yeah, it's just a bit clown. I think the second goal, it was just a calamity from Norwich, really. It's just...
Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
They were playing so high because obviously they try to play good stuff, but when you play high against teams like us, and when they play against, they got City the weekend, so probably even worse than them. Yeah, they get caught out. They just get caught out. I'll start with
Chris. He's an absolute joker, this Chris. He's absolutely tops. Chris, because you won a Premier League title, mate. You're not as big as Spurs. Trust me, absolutely not. Overall, mate. Overall. But thanks, Chris, for coming in there, pal. Yeah, I just think, Jake, they looked terrible. Norwich, they did absolutely terrible. Yeah. And Pookie ain't top. He's not. He'll get you goals throughout the season, but if they don't shore up that defence, to me personally, I think is it that Bendia who went to Villa? It's a massive miss, isn't it? It's a massive miss, and Skip as well. I mean, them two last year, they literally, I think they drove Norwich to the title. Do you know what I mean? They were fantastic. Matt, your reaction to that game, mate? The Liverpool versus Norwich.
Yeah, I think like Jay said, Norwich started well, but I think as Norwich came up and I've seen their squad and I've seen the signings they've made, I'm pretty confident they'll be going back down to the Championship. Unfortunately for them, but no, I thought Liverpool, like Jay said, didn't really have to come out into third or fourth gear, to be honest. But I thought Mohamed Salah was fantastic, to be honest.
He's underrated, Matt.
Oh, massively, yeah. Well, massively. I think Liverpool.
He doesn't get the praise of what he should do because he's an absolute fantastic footballer.
I think at times he, considering he's a right winger, he near enough plays up front for Liverpool, doesn't he? At times, and how consistently now has he scored over 20 goals a season in the last 3 or 4 seasons, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
he's a phenomenal player, mate.
I don't think he can. Yeah, he's not underrated to me. I don't think he's overrated either. I think he is in that category of world class. I don't think you can really say he isn't. He's won the Champions League, won the Premier League. I think it was nice to see Van Dijk back after a nasty injury, and I think he had quite an easy-ish sort of game. Nice one for him to settle back in, but it'll be interesting to see how he, coach with Chelsea, in 2 weeks. But I'll maybe let Jake talk about Van Dijk a bit more. I mean, how do you think he do you think he looked good on the ball? Did he look like the old sort of Virgil van Dijk, or is it too early to say yet?
I'd probably say it's too early. We haven't. It's pre-season games. You can't really take much from them, really. When you're playing teams like some of the teams from like Austria and stuff, it's like you can't really take much from them. It all depends. I don't know how much he's going to play because I wouldn't expect him to come back and just play 38 games a season. So it all depends what he does with him. Obviously, that was Kanate who didn't play yesterday. So we'll have to see what he does with him. And then there's Matip as well, but he's made of glass. So if he puts 5 games together, it's a bit of a shock, to be honest. So we'll have to see. But his passing range and all that's still there. It's probably just a sharpness in like positioning and stuff. He probably just needs to get up to speed with, I'd probably say at the moment.
Yeah, and I thought, I even thought your left back played quite well. I don't really know how you pronounce it. Is it Tit? What? I've got him in my fantasy. I have. I forgot his name.
Kostas Tsimikas. He's Greek.
Yeah. What do you make of him? He looks like quite a good player, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think yesterday was his first Prem start since he joined over a year ago.
Wow.
I think he played 5 minutes and a sub where against Man City when we were 4-1 down. He played 5 minutes the whole of last season. And then obviously Robert got injured the week before the start and he just come. But he looked all right yesterday. He had a bit of a moment where he switched off completely. Looked like he just shut down like halfway through the game and got the ball taken off him. It's just, I don't know what he'll do because it's all right against Norwich and stuff where you can get away with putting, say, weaker players in. It's against it's the Chelsea game, I think. Will he risk him against Chelsea or will he put me on a left back? That's what will be the decisive thing if he's got that trust in him or not.
Is Robertson's injury bad then? Like, is it just a couple of weeks or is it?
It was some ligament damage in his ankle, I think. That he didn't really
We know about that one, don't we, Simon?
He said
glass ankle, mate. That's
glass
what it
ankle,
yeah. But Jake, I watched Match of the Day last night, and they went and they showed some moments when Virgil was on the ball, and you can tell he doesn't want to move in certain positions. He doesn't want to aggravate this injury of his, and this is what they're going on about. He's not moving freely at all yet. But yeah, you're still right. It doesn't stop him pinging them balls over the top. He was doing that well against Norwich. But yeah, it's good to have Virgil back, mate. It's like a new sign, isn't it? It's like years ago when Ferdinand get that ban, didn't it, for United? And when he did come back, that was like a new sign for United. I think the same for Liverpool with Virgil. I mean, having someone like him back, but losing Robertson, that's massive, isn't it, mate? Because he's what a player he's been. I mean, since he's coming from Hull, you know what I mean. And if it is ligaments, as Matt said, we know about that. Kane goes out within 2-3 months at a time with this thing. So yeah. But overall, mate, I think Liverpool, as you said, didn't come out of second. It didn't come out of second gear. They didn't really need to, did they? Because Norwich didn't really offer you much, did they?
No.
But what I'll say, Jake, if you don't really bring in no one else from now until the end of the transfer window, with the African Cup of Nations as well, over the Christmas period there, where you lose, was it Salah, Mane, and is anyone else? Nabil Keita goes as well on it.
Yeah.
Do you think you got enough in that squad to cope until they get back and to stay around that top 4?
Well, what I heard today, the AFCON's in January, I think, and what I read today, it's in between the winter break, I think, and the FA Cup. So I'm not sure. I've heard say if they both get to the final with Egypt and Senegal, they only missed 2 games if they both get to the final. So I don't know what them 2 games are, but apparently it's not as bad because of the winter break and stuff like that. So hopefully,
right.
Depends on 2 games are. I don't know. I haven't looked that far in the table yet. So but we should be right. If we can get, it all depends really. If we can keep players fit, obviously we had Henderson and Thiago who didn't play at the weekend either, who is due to come back in. So if we can keep everyone fit, we'll have to see. We'll see what happens. We obviously got Champions League as well, which we should get out of the group, whoever we get. You'll have to see. It's a bit hard to judge now. We've only played one game. We'll probably see about 10 games in, really, is where you can start.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's, I mean, we were saying about Villa needs to get cracking into gear, and you don't forget. I said it's only the first game, and that's what Matt said. Villa will come good. You know what I mean, I'm for sure for that. They'll come good teams like that. But yes, we'll get. While you're here, Jake, just got 2 more games. We've already took. It's this one here. Wow. West Ham 4, Newcastle 2. Goals from Wilson and Murphy and Cresswell and Benrahma. Souček after Antonio missed a penalty, and Antonio scored 2 minutes later. Matt, we'll give you a reaction on this crazy result. Against West Ham versus Newcastle, 4-2 to West Ham. What's your reaction on this? Newcastle in trouble?
Yeah, but I'd say potentially, yeah. I fancied Newcastle to maybe get a result or nick something, just because I thought, first home game being back, at St James's Park, I thought, if you make it a good enough atmosphere, the crowd can get on you, and Newcastle can normally raise their game. But yeah, I think West Ham just had too much quality. I thought Mikel Antonio led the line well. He should have probably scored. I mean, he could have had a hat trick, to be fair, because he should have. He missed an open goal. Obviously, scored a goal, and then missed a penalty as well. So he could have had a hat trick on the first game of the season. Souček, looked like Souček, from last season. To be honest, I was really impressed with Benrahma. I think he's going to be a hell of a player.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, very good. I think he's had his season where he's had his sort of bedding in period, and now I think David Moyes will use him a lot more and unleash him, to be honest.
And there was Spurs, Matt, and there were Spurs fans at the time, mate, when West Ham put a bid in for him. And what I was saying, mate, go after this guy. He's special. Yeah. And all this, he's flipping into the championship average player. Trust me, mate, I think he'll have a cracking season if he stays fit at West Ham. Go on, Matt. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, but for me, I didn't watch. It's one of the only games I didn't watch because it was live, but I just didn't get. I was too busy. It's probably game of the weekend, maybe, in terms of goals and a bit of a thriller, But yeah, no, I think from the stats and everything, I think West Ham deserved the win, and yeah, maybe I do worry for Newcastle a little bit. I think they'll have enough to not get relegated, but I don't think it'll be. It's going to be an exciting season for Newcastle. I
think with the arrival of Willock, I think he'll bag you at least 7 to 10 goals. I think in that midfield, he's quite good at popping up with a goal every now and then.
They've got Callum Wilson. He'll get at least 10 to 12 goals easy. So Maximan can step up and score a couple. They've got enough.
Amaron will step you up with some goals as well.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be exciting. I don't think it's going to be exciting. I think it would be mid-table. I think they'll survive, but I reckon they'll get mid-table. Maybe like 15th, something like that.
Yeah. I think the fans will be happy with that if they just to stay in the Premier League. But you know what? I was listening to a few Arsenal fans earlier, and they were absolutely laughing their heads off. They said, we're trying to go after this Aldergaard and things like that and giving contracts out to Xhaka. He said, we just sold out one of our best young attacking players to Newcastle for 25 million quid, who will bag you 7 to 10 goals. You know what I mean? It's just craziness. I think Arsenal's lost out there. I think he's a fantastic player, Willock. Jake, what was your? Did you actually watch the game? Did you get a chance to watch the game?
Yeah.
What was your reaction overall in that game, mate?
Do you know what? I thought first half Newcastle were actually really good. They went 1-0 up early, I think. I think it was
Yeah,
about
with Wilson.
I think. And there was a period in the first half where they were all over West Ham for a period. And then he went 2-1 up. And then, I thought the first half, St. Maximin was really good first half. And obviously half time come. And then second half, West Ham just turned it on and they rolled them over, really. I'd probably say for West Ham, the only worry for them, I know they did well last season, is their squad depth. Because I looked at their bench yesterday when they were 2-1 down. I thought, who can they bring on, really? Apart from probably Young.
Yeah, that is the one. Saying that tonight, apparently they've gone back in for Jesse Lingard, and that'll be a good signing back. I mean, because I think he done fantastic for them for the back end of last season. So I think that'll be a good signing for West Ham to get them over the line.
Yeah.
Go on, Jake. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I just think I look at Lingard. I think he's not even going to get in the United team with the amount of attacking players they've got. I don't see him playing. So I think probably for himself,
It'll
moving
be
to
great
West
to
Ham,
go to West Ham. Yeah.
and obviously he'll have European football as well. That's where I think they'll struggle in Europe, playing Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah.
He'll catch up
Yeah.
with them eventually when it happens. But yeah, I thought West Ham did deserve to win. I thought their penalty was really harsh on Newcastle, though. The penalty
That
West
was no way a penalty. That was very harsh.
Ham.
Very harsh.
Time they were saying it was Stonewall, and I was looking at it and I thought, it looks a bit soft to me. It's probably the only decision over the weekend where I thought the officials with the VAR and stuff, they actually did quite well over the weekend.
Spot on the weekend. Yeah. I think they've done really good, the officials over the weekend.
Yeah, that's probably the only one I'd probably say they probably got wrong. But West Ham deserved to win, I think. And I think Newcastle just ran out of steam, I think, towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. Newcastle, as Matt said, I think they'll have enough. They've got enough attacking threat if they stay fit. That's the key. If they keep all them fit, they'll always have enough. West Ham, they need more depth, as you said there. Yeah. But if they keep all their players fit as well and just add one or two, I think West Ham will have a quite top half finish again for West Ham. And we'll go on to just the last game before we head out. It's our game at the weekend. Son getting the winner. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Jake, we'll come to you first, mate, because me and Matt's already had our reaction on this. Did you watch the game, Jake? And what was your reaction? Did Tottenham deserve it overall over 90 minutes, barring that first 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, I do watch it. Yeah. Do you know what? I'd probably say they did deserve to win. I think it's probably quite evidently. You obviously talk about the problems Arsenal have got under Arteta. There's no style of play or anything. There's no togetherness in the team, whatever. You got one game under Nuno in 5-6 weeks, whatever he's had. When I know he come in later than usual. And it's a togetherness as a style of play in terms of fluency and what he's trying to implement in the team already. And he's been there, 6 weeks, probably 6-7 weeks altogether. I just think if you can keep that togetherness, so you've got Dele Alli back playing now. I thought he played well on Sunday as well. Is you've got players fighting for your manager, and I think under Mourinho, I think you lost it a bit towards the end where players just couldn't be asked or whatever. I did want to ask you a lot about Ndombele. Why wasn't he playing yesterday? Is he injured, or I heard Nuno was trying to get him out the door, or whatever. No, he's on ridiculous wages as well, I think.
Apparently, I was listening to Derbyshire and Sharpco earlier, and they were saying that they've been told that he's not meeting the requirements of the fitness levels of Nuno and his coaching staff. They don't want him nowhere near the team at the minute. Not seeing enough of him trying and working hard. That's what I've heard, Matt. Have you got anything to add to that, Matt? On the end on Bailey?
Oh, mate, it doesn't surprise me because I've seen it in the last 2 seasons. You know, he had a little bit of a renaissance under Mourinho, and then he's got lazy again. No coincidence. 4 managers now. None of them fancy him.
Mate, yeah.
I think time to go. I've had enough.
Do you know what, Jake? As well, Matt would say exactly the same. I think as well. The guy's got abundance of talent, mate. If he gets that fitness right, mate. If he can balance it with his fitness, mate, and no doubtly Nuno loves his ability. Apparently, he's come out and said his ability is next to none, but he's nowhere near the fitness levels. Apparently, he's well off, and they don't want him near the first team at the minute, which is it's a shame because me and Matt we know exactly what this guy can do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, if a manager comes in and doesn't worry about him tracking back and things like that will be ideal because you can say to him just attack because he's going forward, mate, with the ball at his feet. He's something else, but yeah, you can't have players lacking, can you?
He wants to. Well, he would play where Dele Alli plays if he comes back in. You look at Dele, covered the most ground on the pitch yesterday, 11.6 kilometres or something like that. Yeah. He's not going to do that. So you got to work hard to be in Nuno's team, and unfortunately, he's not going to do it.
Absolutely. Jake, I said yesterday, mate. The first I've actually gone. I caught about 70 minutes of it last night when I come in after we've done the stream, and the first 15 minutes they battered us. We couldn't get out, could we? We couldn't get out. But you know what I like about Nuno at the minute and the team, the fitness levels is unreal. Especially it was 91 minutes, 92 minutes when Lo Celso put a tackle in,
smashed De Bruyne, didn't he?
Yeah, and Sanchez smashed De Bruyne as well. Do you know what I mean? Under Mourinho, Jake, we wouldn't have seen that, mate. We would have gone up to 60 odd minutes. That's it. Fitness gone, mate.
We were knackered, weren't we? Yeah.
Knackered, and absolutely. Nuno has got this guy in. Apparently, he's brought this guy in from Wolves. Apparently, he's fitness coach. He's very good at what he does, and we're seeing it now. I know it's only one game in. We can keep this going because we have got a scary front four. We have, mate, going forward.
Yeah.
Our counter attack is very quick. And me and Matt was on about this. If Kane does come back in, will that just unsettle the balance of that for attacking? I mean, but if Kane's available, you're going to have Harry Kane. You've got to find Harry Kane into that team. You know what I mean? He's a fantastic player. But yeah, it's definitely looking good, mate. I think we deserved it. What I saw last night, fully deserved it. I think, especially second half. I think we absolutely. I don't think City had an answer. Every time they had the ball, it was someone on him all the time. Right. Bomb. And I loved it when Tanganga, he had that tussle with Grealish. He literally just put him to the floor and it just absolutely marked him to the floor, just bashed him. And Paratici with pitching, giving it on the sideline. I mean, that's really. We haven't seen things like this, Matt, have we? No. We haven't seen things like this, and it's
seems like Paratici's brought a new era for me. Like the passion, if you're seeing that on the sideline, it's got to translate from, I think, from the level from the board to the coaches to the, there's obviously quite a good, I suppose, vibe there at the moment, and I think Paratici's brought that with his winning mentality.
But it's funny, Matt, because they showed at the time Paratici flipping giving it, and they showed a flipping picture of a video of Daniel Levy in the stand. He's just sitting there like miserable as hell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought, but hell, these two different flipping people here. But that's brilliant to see. Paratici he was literally on the touchline, with the players who wasn't playing. I mean, fantastic to see. Yeah. And as Matt said, I think it is a new era he's bringing. And Jake, what's your before we go out? What's your thing on Harry Kane, mate? Do you think he'll be gone? Tonight, I'll show Matt there. Apparently, last night there was some sort of agreement with Man City. I don't know how true this story is. Don't know how far it is. Apparently, the agreement, but apparently they're not going to leak it out to the media until Tottenham have found the replacement for Harry Kane. Do you reckon this is close? Do you reckon he's close to getting these moved to City, Jake?
I think next week will be decisive. I think if you don't, I think if you don't announce something like a new striker, then I think it will stay. I think it will take you lot buying someone for them to go, okay, now we can move on, because Spurs will want a replacement before they sell him. Because look, I don't think they'd sell him and then go on, now we need to buy. And then teams that know you've just sold Harry Kane are going to just bump their prices up. I just think either way, Spurs need to prepare without him in terms of the season and how he plays and stuff. And if he comes back, he comes back. I just think if you're relying on him to come back, I think it'd be a bad move. I think, look, you've got a good front three. Yes, I thought they all played well yesterday. So I thought Lucas was really good yesterday. I thought he was really good.
Lucas, mate, he was doing that. He was doing that the second half of last season. Fantastic, mate. I'm telling you. And I put my hands up, mate. I was one of them who said, I'm not a really big fan of this guy, but he has proved me wrong. What a turnaround Lucas Moura has done, mate, over the last season. And seriously, mate, he could be, as you said there, Jake, and he could be a massive player for us this season. But yeah, with Harry Kane, mate, I think next week's too late, Jake. I think we need to get it done as soon as possible. We need to find out, is he going or staying? We need to, because the longer it goes on, mate, it's like a Berbatov deal where we sold Berbatov from the last day of the season. We got, as we said yesterday, we've got Fraser Campbell. We don't want that saga to go on. You know what I mean? So I think Paratici won't let it, Matt, will he?
For me, I think it's got to happen this week or
exactly, Matt.
days.
Yeah.
I think if it's not done in the next couple of days, I think he's staying. But I still think we'll get a striker in as well, because I think Nuno wants to play two up front. So
yeah. Well, the thing is, Paratici, I think this is the difference, mate. He won't let this run, mate. I don't think so. He'll be telling Levy, listen, agree or we don't agree, or we're just going to buy another striker. It's simple as that. And I think that's how Paratici will tell him. Don't let this rumble. We have got Derek saying, Ndombele is done. Adios, amigo. I think so as well. Bats and Stats say, trust Nuno. It won't be long, and Ndombele will be springing everywhere, clean shaven and oiled up.
That's it.
And upon says, imagine if this Spurs win coasted Man City the title. Oh, this what cost me. Oh yeah, as that's in the upon. With on Ndombele, apparently Inter Milan did offer last year Skriniar as a swap deal. We'll take that now, Matt. We'll take that down, and I don't think.
Jesus.
I don't think it'll happen, mate. But yeah, apparently they rejected it because they thought they can turn. Mourinho thought he can turn Tungi's.
Well, maybe a bit of Ndombele and a Martinez swap deal. Maybe a bit of cash as well.
Maybe some sort of that, mate. But it's a shame, Matt. He's crazy. He's got so much talent, and he's going to let it go.
Terrible attitude, isn't it?
Attitude, yeah. So, yeah. So overall, Matt, just give your. I know we had a reaction quickly on that Tottenham and City before we go out, mate.
Yeah.
Overall, mate.
I thought it was a fantastic performance. I hate people say, it was only City first game of the season. I think at the end of the day, I think Spurs deserve credit. I don't think we allowed City to play apart from that for the first 15 minutes. I thought we swarmed them after that. I thought the way we used our front three and pushed them all out wide, they just couldn't handle it. Mendy was all over the place. I thought Ake was well out of his depth. I thought he was pretty shocking, to be honest. He never got Cancelo. He didn't positionally know what he was doing for Son's goal. He didn't tuck in.
Even Diaz didn't look comfortable.
Diaz didn't look fantastic. He looked a bit weird without Stones there, or even Laporte. I found it quite weird that they went for Ake, to be honest.
It's a bit of a feeling, isn't it? That's what I thought.
I think we deserve credit. We played City now four times at the new ground. They still haven't scored at our new ground. And, since Pep said we were the Harry Kane team, we've beaten them 5 times without Harry Kane. So ironic that is, and quite funny. Yesterday was the most expensive, I think, squad or lineup in Premier League or like football kind of history that we played, and we beat them, pretty convincingly, to be honest. I thought, I think if we maybe were a bit more clinical and went for it, I think we could have got a couple more goals. Bergwijn should have scored.
Oh, we should have finished the game off in it there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, with the cherry on top.
Matt, that could cost us. I mean, and this is the fine line. Just the fine line with Bergwijn. I think, if he can improve his finishing, it will be a very good player for us.
Yeah,
because
yeah, definitely. I think for me, he's getting in the positions. Last year, I don't know what he was doing. You know, I think Mourinho was getting him to play sort of a right wing back, left wing back type role, wasn't he? And because he could defend, but you know, I think I think he just needs to get rolling, get a goal, get a couple of assists, and you know, there's a player in there.
Absolutely.
You know, who can cause problems, and he looks fitter already. You know, there was question marks over him. You know, that's why he didn't get in the Dutch squad, because he was a bit overweight and, you know, a bit lazy. And I think, you know, that was Mourinho. He more concentrated on the tactical side, and Nuno's kind of thinking, right, well, I think we just need to get fitter first. And then if we're fitter, we can keep the ball better, we can press higher, we can play our more natural game.
Matt, we were spraying that ball around a lot quicker than under Mourinho.
Yeah.
We couldn't get from defence attack quick enough, could we? But yesterday, especially in the second half, we looked like, mate, we was getting it quick, bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, and Skippy yesterday, big shout out to him. It was a fantastic performance by him yesterday. I mean, I think if he keeps that up, him and Pierre in that double pivot there, I think he'll be fantastic. Seriously, maybe he can be the more defensive midfielder and let Pierre do his thing.
I think that's what it would be, because, you know, Pierre was in a bit more of the advanced position, but he got on the ball more. You know, he got it into the likes of Son, Mora, Bergwijn. You know, and in the transition, it was better. But even when like corners came in, the one directing everyone was Højbjerg. You know, he was shouting at players to get into position. So even though he's in that more advanced role, he's still, for me, he's captain material, as I've said, and you know, he's almost like another captain that you have. But you know, I thought Hugo Lloris had a good game as well, and like I said, I think his distribution's improved as well. So I think overall we've worked on a lot of things over the summer, and you know, we look fitter, and yeah, I just think overall we thoroughly deserve to win. I don't necessarily like hearing that, you know, Man City weren't at it. You know, I personally think they had the players.
Matt.
Yeah, exactly. They're just, it's excuses, but you know,
Arsenal fans, they're just worse as Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans are looking at excuses for that Brentford game. Oh, the ball went out for their first goal. Come on, kids, are you fucking serious or what? Jesus, it's just bad as tying it when they lost to Watford that time. He blamed the rain. he said, "Well, it was raining," and fucking Robbie said to him, "Are you fucking for real? You're blaming the rain because you lost." Jesus, that guy is deluded. But facts and stats, he comes up with this. He said we had 7 players in the City's half, even in extra time, and still attacking. Absolutely,
we could have scored at the end, couldn't we? When Lo Celso went through.
And do you know what, Matt? Big up Gio. And that tackle as well. I think he had a great game when he came on as well.
It was a crunching tackle, but I loved it.
What? Did you see the Sun ratings? They gave Tanganga a 6.
Well, I think they gave Mendy the same score, didn't they? And he was like the worst City player on the pitch.
And Cancelo got a 7. I said, where's this? These flipping. They hate Spurs, I tell you, the Sun. They flipping hate us. Napon says Arsenal fans are just deluded. Granted, we have a delusional section in our fan base as well. But Arsenal are just another level. They are just different gravy. I've always said Arsenal, just different gravy fan base. But Jake, I know it's too early, mate. It's only one game in. But how do you think Liverpool will fare this season, mate? Before we go out, do you think you got a chance of winning this league, challenging, or do you reckon it will be a top 4 finish? Maybe get one of the cups.
I'll tell you what, I did actually I'll get my prediction table up because I did write some notes down on this before the season started. So I did have Man City first. I had Chelsea second. I had United third. I had us fourth. I did have Spurs fifth and Leicester sixth. So I don't think it would be
interesting.
Yeah,
A lot,
I think
Jake, a lot of people. I've seen a lot of other channels, mate. They've had like Spurs like 7th, 8th, 10th. I'm going. We're not that bad. We're flipping.
I
I know. We've got this Kane situation at the minute, but we have got other talent. You know what I mean? And 5th is a fair. I'll take 5th at the minute. I mean, I would love to 4th. You know what I mean? I'd love to get back into that Champions League, but yeah, go on, mate.
Yeah, I don't think it will be in terms of one team will run away. I think it'll be quite close going into March and April of sort of where teams will be. But I just think if Arsenal lose their first 3 games, they're playing catch up already, and we're in August. So it's the point. Obviously, I don't know who's your next game after
Wolves away on Sunday.
Wolves away. Have you got after that?
Oh.
Do you know
Was it?
It's quite.
Is it Watford? Is it Watford or Southampton's? It's something like that, Matt. Is it?
Yeah, I don't mean it. Well, yeah, I know we haven't got the easiest run because I know we got
Or
Arsenal.
is it Villa? It's something along that. Villa or
I'm
Southampton.
just having a quick look now.
Yeah, go on, Matt. Arsenal not getting anything out of Chelsea or City. No, that's unless something really bad happens. But
unless they just don't turn up.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we've got Watford on the 29th of August at home.
Watford at home. Yeah.
So you'd think I don't think Wolves will be the same sort of team they've been. I think I'm
No.
not a fan of their new manager either.
They didn't do too bad against Leicester, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from, pal.
Yeah, I know a few Wolves fans, and they're saying they didn't have a great pre-season. Apparently, they didn't win one game in pre-season. Apparently, so yeah, I don't think that'll be the same. But the issue is for Spurs, if you go and lose to Wolves next week, all the hard work you did against Man City is just out the window.
Jake,
really.
Me and Matt's been on about this. It'll just gone it. It's just we've got to beat Wolves. Yeah.
Consistency. That's what we need.
Keep building, and and you never know.
And do you know what, Jake? Before you carry on there, you said about the consistency and all that. Apparently, Paratici is mad over consistency, Matt. I don't know if you heard it. I was listening to someone. Apparently, when he was at Juve, he was on the training ground day in, day out, reminding the players about consistency.
Mate, he lives his job. I think it's pretty obvious he lives and breathes his job.
It's brilliant what I'm hearing. I mean,
we might
it's absolutely
need this.
fantastic.
I think we need something like this. Someone who's really going to. Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Jake. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, I was just saying, if you can beat Wigan. So, what would you say last season was the biggest downfall in terms of points? Was it the small teams, the big teams? Where did you drop your most points last season?
Always small teams in my eyes. I don't know what Matt thinks. It's always we struggle to flip and break these small teams down.
Yeah, well,
when it comes against the bigger teams,
one goal, and then we'd just sit back and we'd be like, here we go. Fulham are dominating us at home, and I'm like, flip it now.
That's it. Because we raise our games against the big. We actually always turn up against the big. The so-called 6, Jake. We always turn up, and we always maybe we don't win them all, but we always give them a good game. So it's the lesser teams, we struggle to break them down, because what these lesser teams do is not only against Tottenham, it's against other big teams. Well, they always turn up with a bank of 2 banks of 4 all the time. You know what I mean? And say, just break us down. You know what I mean? And we found it hard over the last couple of seasons, even under Pochettino in these later days. I mean, as manager, we found it hard under Refim as well to break these lesser teams down. I'm just hoping it changes under Nuno. Me personally. So yeah, I think that was our biggest downfall last season, Jake. Matt, do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's definitely, mate. I just think, sort of raising our games for every game, not just the big teams, but I think we were quite predictable last season. I feel like with this front three, I think we can be a bit more unpredictable. I don't think they're going to be easy to stop if we can really, if we play quick counter attack like that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to stop, because you can't just march Son out the game. Is it Bergwijn more? You're going to have players advancing in, and I think Ali will step up as well when he needs to.
I just think the fitness levels will be different this year. I think that
will help us against the smaller teams.
That's going to help us against the smaller teams. Especially when going away from home as well, Matt. When Jose was very negative, when he was going away to home. We've been setting up, flipping defensive all the time, and try and nick that early goal and sit on it all the time, and
just sit on.
It wasn't great to watch it. Do you know what? Jose's a great manager. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But I don't think it fit him
He
and
didn't suit
Spurs fitted.
Spurs, did he? Doesn't fit.
He's not a bad manager. Josie's an absolute top manager, one of the best in the world. I just don't think him and Tottenham suited. I can actually, he may go to Roma now, and he may go and win the league and thrive. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? Because that's how good of a manager he is. You know what I mean? He suits certain teams when he's at Chelsea. You know what I mean? Okay, you can probably say he did have the oil money. You know what I mean? Rome just gave him what he wanted, and that's how he probably won the league there. But yeah, so Jake, so where do you think Liverpool? You said your Liverpool finished fourth. Do you think got a chance of winning any of them trophies, the FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, or?
The issue is Klopp's not been very keen on taking the domestic ones seriously.
Yeah.
I think the FA Cup, I don't think we've got past the fourth round since he's been here, about 6 years. And the furthest we got in the Carabao Cup was the quarter-final, and that was when we had the Club World Cup, and we just had to play our kids against Villa a few years ago. It all depends, really. Depends what he does, how seriously he takes them, because obviously Champions League, the draw hasn't been made yet, but we need to avoid PSG. We need to avoid PSG massively. It's looking at the draw, really. You look at Man City, they get like Stockport, Port Vale, Watford, and Brighton to get to the final. And we get United.
And then you get City fans who complain about, we get the hardest teams in the in the league. But you look at them in their cup game. In the Carabao Cup, they literally get like what, a couple of League Two teams, and like you say, like a Brighton or a a Bournemouth or something like that. And you're like, well, you're in the final. We'll just play our second team and still be. It's laughable, really.
The only thing I'll say about Liverpool, Jake, just want to bring in Bob's on the chat here. Arsenal, that's all I wanted to say. Arsenal. Bob's, thanks for that, pal. Nice one. Get over to Bob Spur TV, guys. Subscribe to him. Fantastic channel. Fantastic content as well. And same to his channel as well, guys. Get over and smash the likes and subscribe on his channel. What I'll say, Jake, with Liverpool, I still say you need a striker. I still say, because you don't play it with an out-and-out striker, do you? I think if one of them gets injured, mate, I don't think you got the backup. Origi, you can't really count on Origi to. He's, I wouldn't say he's absolute useless. But yeah, I wouldn't say. You watch him more than what I do.
Not liked in our fan base. Let's just say that he's not liked.
He was probably your hero against Barcelona now when he. It's 5 minutes of fame, isn't it?
Drops massively.
Yeah, but that's all I would say, because you're still playing people like Milner. This guy's don't get me wrong, Milner is a true professional, fantastic player. This guy is. He's got.
Do you know what? He's
fantastic.
Probably a better signing than Wijnaldum. I think Milner come in the season before under Rodgers, and then obviously Rodgers got sacked, and then Klopp come in. He was a free as well from Man City, and
I've always liked Milner. Milner's been he's a terrific professional, seriously, and he's a fantastic player as well, seriously. But that's what I'll say, mate. I think if you can just get one or two more in them certain positions, I think Liverpool will be all right this year.
There's no money, is there? That's the problem.
Yeah. That's the problem, Matt. It's worrying because you've only made one signing. It's Canute, isn't it? And he's a good. Did he play yesterday, or wasn't he available? Jake?
He was on the bench.
He's on the bench. Wow.
Fantastic play. Was it? Yeah, on Saturday.
I'm wondering if he's maybe saving Canate maybe to play at Anfield, just to maybe give him that,
Maybe, Matt. Maybe,
feeling, just give him a.
He's a good defender as well, Canate.
Yeah,
he's an absolute superb defender.
I haven't really watched much. I don't really watch Bundesliga.
I've watched him a fair few times.
He's good, mate.
He's a very good player, mate. Very quick. And I'll tell you now, Jake. these the scumbags down the road, they paid 50 million for Ben Scheidt, and you paid 36 million, mate. You've got yourself an absolute steal. Seriously,
I think it'd be
steal.
great to see a
He's
back
mad.
three of
When we had the pre-season release, I'm like, he's
big, isn't he? Yeah, he is big.
He's massive. He's solid, mate. Solid
Yeah.
to the rock.
I mean, a back
You
three
can
for
fit
me of Gomez, Van Dijk, and Kanate is pretty.
with
I mean,
Trent and Robbo going down the flanks,
Oh,
mate.
I mean, I'd say
Unbelievable.
that's probably one of the best defences you could say in the league.
Oh yeah, don't count Liverpool's defence with Alisson and goal as well. I mean, a terrific goalie as
Yeah,
well.
of course.
I mean, so yeah, I can see them. I don't think it'd be any troubles finishing in the top four. You probably maybe win one of the trophies, but Jake, we're gonna end it there, pal. Thanks for coming on. Absolutely a pleasure
All right.
to have you back on, mate. And we'll see you back on here again, mate. Absolutely. So when we do say again, mate, you can come back on. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jake, thanks for coming on, mate. And we'll catch you up again, mate. Nice one.
Yeah. All right. Take care, guys.
So there, Jake, mate. We'll talk in the week.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah.
Take care.
Look, thanks, Jake. Cheers, pal. Yeah, so that's Jake. Fantastic guy. He's seriously, he knows his stuff about football. I mean, not only Liverpool, Matt. He's got a good insight in it, Jake.
No, he's not like too biased towards Liverpool. I'd say he's got a good balance.
Yeah, he's got a good balance, Jake. Absolutely fantastic. And thanks for everyone who joined the chat tonight. Bob, Derek, Nipan, Bats and Stats, Wayne Bonner, Lester Till I Die, Chris, Marfis, Richard Evans, Bits and Bobs come in as well. Franklin, Joel Franklin, Paul Gregory, thanks for coming in, pal, as well. John, thanks for coming in. Yusuf as well. The Yorkshire Jid coming as well. Alexander, the Turnish. Yeah. So, my mate Pete as well. He coming as well. So yeah, if I missed anyone out, Rafael Soares as well. Fats and Stats comes in and say cheer chats, great stream, take care, and let's smash Wolves and keep the momentum going. Fats and Stats, thanks for support the channel. Always in it, mate. Absolutely fantastic support from Fats and Stats. So, guys, yes, we've been in a bit long because I'm very sorry to Matt. Matt only wanted to be on now, but we've gone over. But we had a good chat with Jake, and Jake was great. Yeah, Jake was great. And that's it, guys. And that's our weekly roundup of the weekend's results. Been a couple of little surprise results in there. So till next week, guys. I'll let everyone know what we're doing. Definitely do. Don't think I'll do nothing for the Europa that Europa got. I'm not taking that serious, Matt. I doubt if I watch it either. I'll probably be working anyway. But
what channel it's on? Is it BT?
I don't know what channel. It's on BT. It. Yeah, I ain't got BT. Stuff like that. So Friday we'll probably do a preview for the Wolves game on Sunday. Matt, if you're available anytime.
Yep, free Friday, yeah, mate.
Saturday I can't because the hours I do on Saturday is long. So yeah, Friday we'll do one, mate. Absolutely. And Derek says, big up, guys. Derek, thanks for coming in, pal. Absolutely. Another one. It's always in the chat supporting us with Wayne as well. So, yes, guys. So, probably the next one now, guys, will be Friday. We're doing the preview for the Wolves game. So that will be good. So, Matt, thanks for coming on, mate. And the co-host always comes on. You only want to be on our poor sods. I just rab it on. I just rab it on. And Facts and Stats says I'm watching it to see how our second fiddle youth doing it. Yeah, Facts and Stats. Yeah, brilliant. If I get a chance, I may just have a little swingle at it, have a little see what's going on.
I might have a look at like the team news and see what kind of team he kind of puts out and assess it from there.
See how if Harry Kane does, he'd know really that team. Trust me. And Jake says, sorry for keeping you on too long, Matt. Jake, not a problem, mate.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
You're a fantastic guest to have on as well, mate. Absolutely. Another one supports the channel always. So, guys, we are going to end it there. So Friday, not time yet, but me and Matt will definitely do a preview for the Wolves game. And if Matt's available, we'll probably do one of them phone-ins again, Matt, in it.
Yeah, I'll be available, mate.
Yeah, on Sunday. Is it at 2 o'clock on it? But I'll be working. I don't finish till
It's
7
not on
anyway, so I'll be
TV
back.
though. It's not on. Then you have.
Oh,
Well,
it's not on.
I'm gonna have to stream it or something.
Yeah,
so there'll be no
so,
watch along guys or anything like that.
yeah.
But
Dodgy stream. And so, yes, guys, we're gonna end it there. So thanks for everyone for tuning in. We've been Premier Hotspur TV, guys. I've been Simon. This has been Matt. And
Cheers,
good night.
guys.
God bless. And another comments come in. Jack says, big up you lot. Bats and stats. Big up Jake. So see you soon, guys.